Hey everyone, this is Neil with Wasted Paper here, bringing you another fountain pen review, and this is actually my last pickup for December. I am broke and I have nothing else that I am buying. I will have other videos coming out, don't you worry about that, but this is the last thing I'm buying. And I actually was able to get this with the help of Kev from Endless Pens. So let me get straight into this. If it's not already obvious, we have another Leonardo. I'm sorry. I'm weak. I love the brand so much. But not just any Leonardo. This is a special edition. So you have this nice, unique little special sleeve on the outside of this. Inside of the massive box, you have your instructions. This will always come with all Leonardo pens. You have an ink bottle. I'm hiding the pen. It comes with a bottle of black ink, or Nero Intenso. Hopefully that's not too bad. Oh my gosh. So if you don't already know this, I love Juma pens. I just think the material looks so good. And the first video on my channel ever was a Juma Leonardo. It was the polyedrica model, so we're kind of doing something different here. If you're not familiar with Leonardo pens, they all come with this little charm. I love them. I actually have one attached to my phone. Before I go into the details of this pen, I just want to share how I was able to get this. They do carry these on Leonardo's website. The one on there right now is gold trim with a number 8 gold nib. Mine's a little different. I have silver trim. I also have a different nib, which I'll tell you about in just a minute. Endless Pens was able to get a few of the Juma Leonardos in stock, and they were the only place that I've seen, at least in America, to carry the Juma ones. They didn't have the white one. I reached out and just straight up asked. I was like, is there any way you can help me get the white one? They had, I want to say blue, purple, red. There was a few different ones. But anyways, he said, let me talk to Leonardo and I'll get back to you. He got back to me and said, you're going to have to wait a little bit, about a month and a half, but I can get you a white one. And I was like, oh my God, yes. And then he hit me with, what color trim? I was like, what do you mean? I had only seen it in gold. I didn't realize there was even a silver. So for me, I was like silver. And then he asked me what nib. And I know they came out with special nibs for these pens. So I went with a fine, but I don't want to spoil the nib. Let me just go into the details. Straight up, this is a Momento Zero Grande 2.0. You have the pointed finial on the top and the bottom. The trim again is silver. You have Juma material, which just looks fantastic. I love how this material lines up from the top to the bottom. They did this on my other one and they do it every time they use Juma. It's just such a nice, I love this material. On the back of the cap right here, it's a little hard to see, but it says Leonardo, Italy. It's not numbered, but it does have their engraving. Obviously, this is the 3-ring band. And one of my favorite details on the bigger Leonardo pens is the step down on the cap. I just think that looks so high class. I love it. The bottom down here is a piston knob because this is a piston filler. So this pen uncaps in one full rotation. Love it. The nib. It is a number 8 steel nib. This is the first and only Leonardo number 8 steel nib I have. They just started making these and they only put it on this model when it first came out. It also has a special engraving with some dragon wings. This is so freaking cool. On the top here, it says Leonardo. It has the wings. It says dragon skin, and then I got a fine. For the last details, it has an ink window. It has a slight step down to the grip. The MZG 2.0 has a wider grip, which I love, and then there's a flare out right at the end there to keep you from falling onto this nib. Oh, also, I'm pretty sure, and it looks like it, this is an ebonite feed for this number 8 steel. It's so cool. Oh, and for those of you that want to know, the pen does post. It posts securely. The MZG is big enough, though. I don't ever post this pen. Ink decisions on a white pen are always so hard for me because you're not using a white ink. So I actually think I'm going to go with my Kobe ink. I did a unboxing recently when I got this. This is the milk chocolate colorway and it's a lighter brown, but I think anything in this is honestly just going to look good. So let's just use this ink, which I haven't got to use other than in that first video. For my paper, I'm going to be going with my B7 Tranix notebook from the Paper Mine. And then this cover I've shown many times. This is from Long Road Leather. Check him out on Etsy. He makes just killer material, killer covers. Everything he does with leather is great. And this stuff still smells amazing months after I got it. I love it. All right, so it has a little bit of sweet spot. I definitely felt that where it wrote a little bit lighter or was a little bit drier at certain angles. You can see a lot with this ink specifically because of the shading. Mostly on the upstroke or if I was writing a little bit too far. It's faint. It never fully died out anywhere. It's a little bit fainter, but the feeling for a fine was so smooth. And I think a darker ink may be better, but I mean, it looks really good with this. On the variation here, you actually get it with this. I think because it's that number 8, it's just got more ability to be flexible. I wouldn't go crazy with it, but I mean, you can see it right here. That line side by side is more than 2 times its size. And this line right here just lets you see it writes under its own weight. It's one of those moments where you just get something and you just love it too much to say anything bad. I really like this. When it comes to size comparison, I have a Lamy Safari, and then I have the Black Opal MST here. I mean, you should expect this. This is a bigger pen, but overall lengthwise, it's the biggest one here. Uncapped now, it surprisingly gets you a pretty good size. The length comparison next to the MST is near identical. It's just barely bigger. Posted, it is the biggest one here. If you want a really big pen, you can do this. But in general, I think this pen is so much better unposted. It's just the perfect size pen once you take the cap off. I don't think it needs to be posted. I don't have a picture of the listing for the price of this, but the retail price for these pens with the steel nib was $430. There is, however, still a listing for the gold nib version of this pen. It is still a number 8, but it is a gold nib on Leonardo's website. That retails at €606.56. So it's a pretty steep price increase. I'm actually not sure if I've shown this on the channel before, but I do own another Juma Leonardo besides the Polyedrica, and this one is a Memento Zero body. It's the grip of the MZG 2.0, no ink window, but then it's got the number 8 gold nib on here. This pen was very expensive. I was lucky enough to have a person I met on Reddit pick it up for me at the San Francisco Pen Show, I guess 2 years ago now. God, time flies by. I believe I paid 500 USD for this pen. I don't believe it was 600. So it just goes to show you the price of gold difference in that short amount of time. And you can see the differences here with the ink window and then the feed. This is how he does the ebonite feed for the gold, where it's super thick. And then here it is on this one where it's a lot more flesh with the nib. I'm not sure if I have a preference which one I like better. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions below. In general, though, when it comes to my pros and cons of this pen, it should be so obvious. I love this pen. So pros, I love Juma. I love this model. I struggle here to say anything that's not a pro. Everything about it, I just love so much. When it comes to cons, I was looking really close in detail, and the engraving on the back here, I guess, could be slightly better. It's just the slightest bit not as sharp and clean as I'd like, but that's me really being nitpicky to find any con about this. I guess you could count the price as a con. Obviously, this much money for a steel nib is a big deal. The only other pen that I have that I think is a steel nib in this price point is the Monster from Gravitas. That's probably the only other steel nib that's giant that has a price point like this. But I just love everything about Italian pens, specifically Leonardo. You got Juma, which I'm just a really big fan of. You have that really unique step down on the cap that I always think looks so classy. And normally I'm not an ink window fan, but on an all white pen like this, I actually really like how it looks. Getting that pop of color for whatever you put in here, I think over time I'm just gonna love. I finally got to try out their number 8 steel nib, which I'm super excited and happy to say I now own. And I just, I mean, I don't know. I struggle. You heard what I said about the engraving. I guess that's one if I had to give one. In general, though, I'm just so happy with this. I actually have a question I would love to hear an answer to down below. In an all-white pen like this, what color ink would you put in it? Or if you already have an all-white pen, what color inks do you put in those? I think next I'm going to try a dark brown ink. For some reason, I'm just feeling brown inks in this. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I could ramble nonstop from here on out. So let me just end this by saying, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, please hit that subscribe button. And if you hit that bell notification, it'll notify you every time a new upload goes live. And as always, thank you for watching. So you can't, oh, whoa, get even. No, no.